Instead, we have the opportunity to make a habit of empathy, to recognize ourselves in each other.
A few words about empathy. Like, what does empathy mean to you, and how does it relate to what's going on here?
Oh, well, you know, as far as empathy goes,
Yeah.
I'm just not feeling it right now.
You don't feel the empathy, it's kind of more anger or
yes,
something.
there's just no empathy whatsoever for us, and it's just all out. It's just anger.
It's just anger.
And it's just negative.
Just negative anger, there's no empathy, it's hard to kind of connect with that.
Exactly. I feel
others,
there's no connection whatsoever. Yeah. That's pretty much it.
So it's just kind of a stressful situation. And it's like,
and they're just adding to it.
And kind of the pushing and all that is kind of adding to the stress.
Exactly, yes,
stuff,
exactly. So. And I'm getting pretty juiced up here myself, so...
getting kind of...
Oh yeah, I am.
Kind of angry, I guess, kind of want to do something about
exactly.
it.
I kind of, but I'm holding back. You know?
Holding back for that right moment.
Exactly.
Oh boy. This is nerve-wracking. I feel myself getting all kind of nervous myself.
Yeah. This is intense.
It's like, how do you maintain a sense of connection and empathy?
How do you keep your composure in a situation like this?
No, it's like I'm getting a little hysterical kind of feeling. It's kind of scary in that sense.
It's just not cool, man.
Yeah.
It really isn't.
I don't know.
It really isn't.
So I don't know. It's kind of a good time to ask people about empathy because it's like such a negative situation.
And
I don't know kind of how to continue. Like, what should I do? What kind of stuff should I ask people about empathy?
No, man, you're doing great, man. I mean, it's all in the question.
Just ask the question about empathy. Tell me about empathy. I tried asking the police, but I don't think they're allowed to talk on camera, unfortunately. So you can't hear their side. So
exactly.
It's kind of a dialogue.
It's just one of those situations where it just does not allow for it.
Yeah, it's hard to have a dialogue with them if they're not allowed to talk, and they just have to take orders. So,
exactly.
Yeah. You got to have like representatives that will speak with you.
For sure.
Yeah, I'm just asking people about empathy. Like, what is? It's such a juiced situation here, and so tense, and so kind of hyper. You know, it's like, how does empathy play into this situation? It's so hard to, so easy to get kind of swept away in
you just don't see it
in the whole.
I mean, no justice, no peace. That's all I gotta say. This wasn't justice. It's involuntary manslaughter. It's not justice. It's not justice. This man killed a man. He was subdued. He has a knee on his neck with his hands trying to get behind his back. They killed him. They killed him. What kind of justice is that?
That's not justice.
When do you ever see a white man kill over a cop and it's an accident? I've never seen that happen.
But empathy is about putting yourself in everyone else's shoes. It's like, you know.
I put myself in Oscar Grant's shoes because I am Oscar Grant.
You are.
I'm a hard-working man. I might dress the way I dress and I might hang out with the people I hang out with, but I still work my ass off and I try to be a good citizen to this country. But just because of the way I was brought up in the area that I was raised in, I'm fucking harassed by the cops day and night.
So they're not empathizing with you. They're not.
They empathizing with me. So why should I empathize with them? I don't care. This might not be the BART police. It might not be whatever. But they're all having each other's backs. So I gotta have Oscar Grant's back.
So if they start empathizing with you, then you'd be willing to empathize with them.
Of course, but that's never gonna happen. Look at history. When in history has that ever happened? This is the first time that a cop has ever been put on trial for murder in the state of California. Yes, we got a guilty verdict, but it wasn't enough. The only reason they gave a guilty verdict was because they know this was going to happen. And they thought just because they gave an involuntary manslaughter, everything was going to calm down. But no, that's not enough. It's not.
So they're not listening enough. It's like kind of a harsher sentence would have meant that they were listening more, or?
I mean, a harsher sentence just would have been justice.
Oh, justice.
If I would have killed anybody, I would have been in jail for life. Just because he's a cop. He's getting let go, or not getting let go, but he's getting let off. I mean, he should be held to a higher standard than us. He's a trained officer that's meant to protect and serve us. But that's not happening. Look at all these people. People getting beaten down just because they're standing on 14th and Broadway. This is a public street. People aren't doing nothing. Just because I got a camera, they haven't touched me. But if I didn't have this camera in my hand, I'd be right there with everybody else that was taken down when I was over there. That's not right.
Well, I'm just wondering about justice because I hear a lot of talk about justice. I don't hear a lot of talk about empathy, you know, really working, because it's almost like, you know, empathy almost goes beyond justice. It's like justice is like healing a wrong or something. You know,
it's
like
just making a wrong right, basically.
it's making it wrong. It's evening the books, but it's not necessarily
it's
reconnecting
just how justice
people.
is, that fucking scale.
Yeah, but that's not real empathy.
No,
Real empathy is kind of like something about the heart and the soul.
Empathy is genuine.
It's a real connection. It's kind of
They
like
need to reach out to us.
You want them to reach
I
out.
never seen Mehserle say sorry to the family or to anybody. He just sorry for himself. He's sorry because he's going to jail. He's not sorry because of what happened.
So he's not listening. He's not really putting. He's kind of afraid himself, and he's not putting himself in the shoes of the family. And
No,
kind of
he's never once
apologizing.
tried to reach out to the family and say sorry. He's never said none of that. He just says it's an accident. He says it shouldn't have happened. But if it was really an accident, don't you think he has some sympathy for the family and he try to be calling them or writing them letters, even if they didn't listen? If you're not a guilty man, that's what you would be doing.
You would start reaching out.
Exactly.
Actually, and they're not doing that.
No.
You feel. They're not reaching out. Okay. Well, somebody's got to reach out somewhere. So, you know, I don't know. Try to do my part. You know.
Well, you're doing a great job, man.
Well, it's nerve-wracking. I just see that it's like, you know, I kind of explore empathy, but you think it gets so tense, and it's like start kind of losing my own composure. You know, I just don't know how to.
Everybody
kind of
is.
stay. I don't know how to stay grounded. You know, and stay in connection when it gets so tense. So I guess I just ask other people. So thanks a lot.
No problem, man. You have a great
You
night.
too.
Be safe out there.